Angelo Agrizzi, the former Chief Operating Officer of BOSASA. We understand that he has now been hospitalised. Yesterday here on Newsfeed, he saw the Palm Ridge Magistrates Court to deny bail to Angelo Agrizzi after it emerged that he had lied to the court about his financial assets and had stashed around 28 million rand in Italy and not told the court about this. One of the attorneys for Angelo Agrizzi is Daniel Witz. Daniel, good afternoon to you. What's happened to your client?
Hi, Stephen. Thank you for having me. We have just been informed by the DCS, the Department of Corrections, that they are transferring Mr. Agrizzi to a hospital. He was having issues which were raised with the magistrate yesterday at the Specialized Commercial Crimes Court in Palm Ridge. We are waiting for updates from the medical staff.
We saw him yesterday carrying oxygen to court. Presumably he has quite a serious condition.
Yes, he does. In fact, we handed into court reports from his specialist physician, his pulmonologist, which detailed his conditions as well as other comorbidities such as diabetes. These were handed into the court. The prosecution were informed of this in advance, but despite that, the decision was taken to deny him bail.
Do you believe that your client's in danger because of his health?
We raised our concerns yesterday. We also raised our concerns with the prison system, which is severely constrained in the normal course and due to the current COVID-19 pandemic. But unfortunately, due to the decision by the court, we've had to make arrangements and deal with the situation.
So just before this came through, before this breaking news, the confirmation from the Department of Correctional Services that Mr. Agrizzi has been hospitalised, we had also understood that you, the legal team representing him, had taken a decision to appeal yesterday's decision by the Palm Ridge Magistrates Court to deny him bail. What are your grounds for the appeal?
We did actually file our appeal this morning with the court and the prosecution and at the Johannesburg High Court. In terms of the decisions, I don't want to say too much now until the prosecution have had an opportunity to consider them. We do want to give our colleagues a fair opportunity, not that we were given one, to consider the grounds for appeal, and it is available in the court file should the public want to be made aware of it.
I'm sure it'll be in a WhatsApp group near us very soon, Daniel. I am going to presume, though, that his health is part of this. I mean, that was the argument that was given yesterday. Presumably you'll revisit that.
His health is definitely a part of this, as well as other considerations. For example, where Mr. Agrizzi was compared to the current situation with the Gupta family, where the law is clear that each case should be considered on its own facts, not compared to other situations or other individuals who may or may not have gotten away from justice. And further, that bail should not be seen as a punitive measure or punishment on a person who is willing and has shown that he is willing to stand trial.
I understand the argument that you're making. I understand the argument that was made yesterday about his health as well. But your client did lie about his money. He lied about nearly 30 million rand that he had stashed abroad, which he had not told the court about.
Well, it wasn't a lie. If he had came on oath, under oath, and said, this is my current situation, rather he just chose not to disclose it, for the reasons being is that he had a bail application, he has to show his ties, economic, family, emotional, to South Africa. Further, the prosecution, who we've been in contact with for approximately 18 months, since February 2019, when he was first arrested on the SIU case, they've known about all of this. And there were numerous opportunities from the prosecution to contact us saying, this information has come to light, we've done further investigations. Please can yourselves and Mr. Agrizzi avail yourselves to the prosecution and we can discuss his assets overseas. And as Mr. Agrizzi has shown time and time again, whether it's with SARS, with state capture, with the prosecution, he is more than willing to sit down and explain whatever needs explaining. But we weren't given that opportunity.
I mean, the argument, of course, and as the magistrate put it, is that it cannot be certain that your client won't leave the country. He has means. In the magistrate's view, our borders are porous. I mean, if someone has means and if someone hasn't told the entire truth about their assets, I'm afraid that they become very difficult to trust.
With all due respect, in terms of that, if the magistrate believes that Home Affairs and the government of South Africa can't control its borders, then shouldn't everyone be denied bail? Can't everyone just hop across the border and disappear? You don't have to have means these days. So it's a far stretch, especially a man who has been out on bail since February 2019. Possibly, it can be argued, started the state capture investigations. He hasn't evaded justice for 2 years. Why would he all of a sudden do it now when he's trying to assist the prosecution, knowing full well the risks that he faces in doing so?
Daniel Witz, thanks very much indeed. Attorney representing Angelo Agrizzi, who, as you see, has been hospitalised.